Hello everybody. My name's Mel Drake and I'm a lecturer in voice at the Royal Conservatoire, and perhaps Rita would like to introduce herself for those of you who don't know who she is.
So obviously this course, the BA in Performance, is new and it is really, fantastic. As Mark and Mel have both already said, it's the first in the UK. And, it's given deaf people the opportunity to be involved in this course and to also focus on a module called Register and Text. So this is very new and it's been a challenge as well because it's never been done before. So this is the very first time and it's been a challenge for Mel, a challenge for myself, a challenge for all the staff in the Conservatoire and a challenge for the students themselves as well. So my background, before I joined, I didn't have any experience in theatre at all, very little. But I worked in linguistics, but not in performance. Yeah. So.
And for me, I trained as an actor, worked as an actor, teacher, and primarily now a voice teacher. And I had absolutely no idea how this was going to work because I had no idea about deaf culture at all when we started.
So the deaf community, for a long, it's always been a very separate community. It's always been very segregated, and now it's time for it to be integrated. This is the 21st century, and old attitudes and old mindsets, it's definitely time for them to change. And the Conservatoire have, taken a big risk and given that a go. It's been a massive challenge to the Conservatoire about how we've worked, in partnership and how we've achieved this. It's a great opportunity for the deaf community that have never been exposed to this before. They've always been quite insular and for me, I feel that that's not healthy. How are they going to cope in the future if they don't have exposure to all these other things? So it's been fantastic for them to be able to have that exposure and to be involved in the RCS. It's a big step forward because it means that the deaf students have potential then in the future of becoming an actor. Because before it was like, oh well, yeah, you are there, but to actually realise that opportunity and that potential and have that is fantastic, to give them that potential. So there was challenge for the students as well because they're all from different backgrounds. They've all got different educational backgrounds, some of them well educated, some of them their education was quite poor. And if you knew more about the history of deaf education, then you would understand that deaf people are always catching up. And it's, time now that they were learning at the same level and at the same speed as their peers. Because they should for them to come into the Conservatoire and be included with the hearing students, it's been a big challenge for them. And obviously, sign language, having the ability to sign in the Conservatoire has been amazing for them as well, because the Conservatoire have provided interpreters to enable that to happen and for them to access their course fully. So both Mel and myself, we're very different. We both respect each other and each other's profession and experience and background and each other's skill, and we've been able to bring that together and work collaboratively. As I said at the start, we're now a double act, and the students, one of the students quite like that because, we both have a bit of banter as well. I mean, obviously we're very serious about work, but you need to have humour as well. You need that. You absolutely need that. It's really vital. I mean, without humour, life's boring, isn't it? You know, there's enough going on in the world, so we bring humour to our work as well.
So, well, the Nadine George voice work is the core technique that's used on all the programmes in drama, dance, production and film. And it was really important that this new training ran in parallel to the other courses. But at its centre, it's about voice, but it's about the uniqueness of each individual human voice, whether that voice is signed or spoken. That really doesn't matter. So to start the work, we began with breathing, and a lot of the work is about breathing in pairs and alone. And this allows a really deep connection to the self and to other people that you're working with. And a key element about this work is that it's non-judgmental. And as it progressed, there was a feeling of expansion, both physically and mentally, within the students, which gave them a greater sense of empowerment in the room, which then is further enhanced by their working together as an ensemble. I can skip that if you like. The non-judgmental element of the work has really proved useful, as I say. There are times when all actors worry about being judged and what other people are thinking, and it can leave anyone feeling underconfident in their own ability. But this work teaches you to work from where you are in a specific moment in time. It's about yourself as a person, and it means that there's no competition. So you just grow all the time from where you start, and you pick up new skills all the time as you're working from where you start. One of Nadine's expressions being, make yourself bigger. Now we have lots more to say, but I'm not sure if I should stop that.
I don't think we can go into
We
the
can't
depth of
really,
the
can
NLP
we?
work, no.
Go any further? Okay, so we'll stop.
Okay, 30 seconds. So where are we now? The group have just finished their second year of study. They've performed a bilingual version of a play, Scavengers by Davy Anderson. They've been out to communities and schools with workshops, both deaf and hearing young people. They've devised work which was presented at a mixed deaf and hearing artistic festival at the Sitz Theatre earlier this year. Obviously, as Jodie said, they've curated visible cinema events here at GFT, performed and presented at Buzzcut. And they're writing scripts for their own films which will be produced next year. Some students have been out of the building working professionally already. EJ herself and Kieran's down in Sheffield working just now. Third year beckons, and then their graduation next year. Can I have 30 more seconds, please? I just want to talk about the changes that are happening in the building that Rita talked about. This kind of cross-cultural pollination, which I think is really important, that it doesn't just become about access, it becomes about, there's a creative conversation as well, and that, I think that's a really useful way to think about things, and also the benefits that it's having on the building, that we are training filmmakers who, I need to remind them of this, but they in the end of their first year, they were making films that had captions, just as a matter of course. It just becomes a habit then. Hearing actors working creatively with interpreters, BSL interpreters in their productions, trying to use sign language choreographically. So the future is looking exciting. This is the group now. If you remember that little group that was started at the beginning. So I feel we're giving them what they need, but hopefully what they're going to do is also give the Scotland and the wider world something as well. They're going to change the cultural landscape, and I think that's hopefully what we're managing to achieve. That's me done.
Thank you very much. Brilliant.
Thank you.
Well done.